now at 10.
Tell everybody in your family how much you love them every day.
A father speaking out tonight after his daughter, Libby Stimpson, tragically fell into the Weber River on Monday and has yet to be found. Plus, a rally at the Salt Lake City and County building this evening. People gathering after a decision yesterday allowing the state's 4 abortion clinics to continue providing services. And the suspect in a deadly shooting in Atlanta, now in custody. This after he shot 5 women in a medical waiting room, killing one of them.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Welcome to ABC4 News at 10. I'm Glenn Mills. Emily Flores has the night off. We begin tonight with a father speaking out. There's no easy way to get the call Jack Lasseter received earlier this week, notifying him of his daughter Libby's disappearance into the waters of the Weber River. His humor, faith, and family are what's getting him through this. ABC4's Elena Castro live in studio tonight with more on what he's saying. Elena.
Stoic and strong, and the love for his daughter palpable. Libby Stimpson's father, Jack, speaking with me on the importance of sharing his daughter's name and what he wishes he could say to her one last time.
Libby is our youngest, but larger than life.
Libby Stimpson was walking her dogs on Monday when she fell into the Weber River. It wouldn't be long until word spread to the rest of her family.
It's a phone call I unfortunately didn't want to get. Didn't really want to hear it. I don't really know that it's still real.
Her father felt it necessary to share the information about the woman who fell in the river.
I'm taking this opportunity to talk because I didn't like reading the articles that were in the news that a woman fell into a river. Our daughter has a name. She has a gorgeous face. She lives larger than life, and I want everybody to know who she is.
Her father, Jack, said he will miss talking to her most and wishes he would have taken that last opportunity.
Just not being able to talk to her and tell her how much I love her. I had that thought go through my head last week and I didn't take the opportunity, and so what I'm telling everybody else is don't miss an opportunity to tell everybody in your family how much you love them every day.
The search for Libby's body is still underway. Her father showing appreciation for the teams that are still searching.
EMTs, fire departments, I can't thank them enough for doing what they're doing to search and to try and recover her body for us. She's just a beautiful soul. And there's another angel in heaven with wings. She says right here.
Libby was 27 years old with her birthday coming up in just 3 months. She loved her family, she loved her dogs, and she had hopes of one day opening a dog shelter. Glenn, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Elena. Appreciate that. As record runoff continues to flow into Utah reservoirs, it puts stress on the dams, and state officials are keeping a close eye on the integrity of those dams. There are about 700 of them in Utah, and all fall into one of 3 categories: high, medium, or low risk. These categories are based on where the dam is located and what would happen if it were to fail. The failing of a high-risk dam could likely lead to human casualties. There are about 200 high-risk dams, and about half of those do not currently meet state safety standards. But Everett Taylor, who oversees the dam safety program, says they do not pose a threat of failing.
We do inspect high-hazard dams every year, and so we're watching for any deteriorating conditions to be aware of those.
Taylor telling us they are working to rehabilitate the 100 high-risk dams that do not currently meet state standards. Turning now to a first look at the weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy standing by. And Alana, you're tracking the latest water levels out there in the state, and they are running high.
They are, Glenn. We still have flood alerts in effect, even though our temperatures are going to ease in the coming days. Here's a look at where we still have active warnings. It includes the Ogden River, the Sevier River near Hatch, Emigration Creek, and Salt Lake County, the Dolores River on the eastern side of the state, and then flood watches for the Weber River, as well as Blacksmith Fork, which is just below Hiram Reservoir. Those flood watches we have above action when it comes to those waterways. So our flood concerns remain, and we have storms out there. We saw them moving through the area tonight. Great video coming out of Dameron Valley. Thanks to Hunter Wolf for sending it our way. And you can see winds Thunder, lightning, that was coming down, as well as some brief heavier rain and hail with some of these storms. Storm tracker radar showing where we're getting echoes of moisture. Now, not all of it is hitting the ground in northern Utah. That's Virga, which means the precipitation evaporates before it hits the ground. But you can see our storm tracker radar sweeping the region as we zoom in, starting to fill in towards Cache Valley on the western side of I-15 and across I-15 into Utah County and for the Wasatch back. So active skies out there with the chance of some unsettled conditions. We are getting some gusty winds with a few of those cells, even if you're not getting precipitation. Speaking of that Virga, great shot from Scott Taylor, and you can see that rain starting to come down, but it does not hit the ground, evaporating before it gets there. That's what we saw in the north. Temperatures remaining mild today, but changing as we head into tonight. 70 degrees in Salt Lake, still mild. These numbers closer to daytime highs for tomorrow. 60s in Logan, 60s in Provo, and 64 in St. George, where storms definitely cool down temperatures. As we look at the high temperature trend, we start to fall to average and then below it. And as you notice, we stay there for several days. We've got to talk about this weather pattern shift and how it will impact the rest of your work week and your weekend coming up in my full forecast. Glenn, over to you.
Alana, thank you. The Utah State Board of Education meeting tomorrow to discuss updated and new course standards for some elective courses in the state. One particular set of standards is drumming up some attention on social media. 5 board members have been working together as a committee on common core standards for an elective high school meteorology course. The committee trying to avoid language in the standards that they feel may be politically charged. However, not all committee members agree.
Climate change has a very nuanced meaning to it within the general society, right? Within very government entities. Yeah, very politicized.
Politically charged.
Would there be anything wrong with using changing climate instead of climate change? Because everybody sees that there is a changing climate. And that's really what these meteorologists are wanting to talk about.
On social media, one piece of context from the standards has been circulating where the words climate change are crossed out. The board appreciates the engagement of the public, but would encourage them to go beyond the social media takes and look at the whole process. If you would like to read up on the proposed standards, we have them posted for you on our website, abc4.com. New at 10, the Environmental Protection Agency announcing Salt Lake City will receive up to $1 million from the agency's Climate Pollution Reduction Act program. The program's goal to coordinate with other local governments and develop innovative strategies to cut climate pollution and build clean energy in communities all across the city. Now, funding comes from the Inflation Reduction Act, providing planning resources for climate solutions that protect communities from pollution and advance environmental justice. North Salt Lake Police asking for your help tonight finding a suspect who robbed a Zions Bank location. This afternoon, an armed suspect going into the bank on Highway 89 in North Salt Lake. The suspect reportedly pulling out a gun and demanding money from the tellers, taking the money and then leaving. The suspect described as a white male adult wearing a blue jacket, khaki pants, black shoes, gloves, and a face mask. If you have any information that could help out, police would like to hear from you. We have the number right there for you on the screen. Also new at 10, a Texas man sentenced for cyber stalking and extorting a Utah woman and her family. 28-year-old Jordy Julian Alvarez from Texas sentenced to 5 years in prison yesterday after repeatedly harassing and intimidating a Utah woman for explicit videos and photos. Alvarez also threatening and intimidating, harassing the woman's brother, father, and even grandmother to extort more explicit videos. Alvarez has been sentenced to those 60 months in prison, as well as 3 years of supervised release once his sentence is served. Advocates in Salt Lake City tonight coming together after a state judge delayed the ban on abortion clinic licensing from taking effect. A rally at the Salt Lake City and County building tonight. Yesterday's decision allowing the state's 4 clinics to continue providing abortions while the lawsuit makes its way through the courts. Now, the lawsuit was filed by the Planned Parenthood Association of Utah, which argues the law would functionally eliminate abortion access by limiting the procedure to hospitals. It is the latest development to shape abortion access here in Utah, just 1 year after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Speakers at the rally sharing their excitement for yesterday's decision.
The 3rd Judicial District Court blocked the implementation of HB 467. If you don't know, this is a law that would have functionally eliminated access to abortion in the state starting today. And thanks to that preliminary injunction granted yesterday, there was no pause in care. Everyone who had scheduled an appointment for today was able to move forward with their care.
That speaker saying to stay vigilant as this is a small step and that health and personal freedoms are still at stake. Kids swimming at the Clearfield Aquatic Center can now use a new drowning prevention tool. It's called WAVE. The center started using them just this month. It's a small device that wraps around the back of your head. The manager of the pool telling us all kids 12 and under are required to use them while swimming. Now, if it's underwater for more than 20 seconds, it alerts a lifeguard's wristband. If it stays underwater for 20 more seconds, it alerts the entire pool.
This is just another layer for us of protection for us to add to just help our center be that much safer.
The center is 2 days into using them, and so far they say so good. While children are required to wear the WAVE, anyone, any age, can opt in. Coming up, an announcement by the Federal Reserve today raising interest rates. This as an agreement on the national debt ceiling still has not been reached.
And check out this view of Ben Lomond Peak. Thank you, Brian, for sending it our way. Brian also took this one. These are the orchards by Genola. Gosh, it was pretty out there today. And then the storms started to move in, and they meant business. We're tracking those storms tonight and what's in store for your Thursday coming up in my full forecast.